Bullet. It's a little low, like a little. Well, sometimes you need a valet. All right, folks. Thank you for joining this show this evening. I'm Chris McClung, your host. My wonderful co-host, David Himmelon, will be joining me here in just a moment. Before then, we'd like to see if you do three things for us. It's kind of like a par in golf. There's three. You get three shots. One shot, the first one we'd love you to do is hit that like button. We really appreciate that. The second shot you could do for us, hit that share button as well. Share this to all your friends. And the third thing we'd love for you to do, of course, subscribe to the Fling Show. Big news, and to hear and introduce that to you is Matt Stillwagon. Matt, what is the big news?
Hey, Chris, thanks for having me on. Tonight, I'd like to talk to everybody about our return to our other tour, the Appetite for Destruction Tour, which is all of our PDGA Tour events for this year. The next upcoming event, which has been on the calendar since November, is the Houston Club Cup Championship. This will be a fun and unique event. PDGA sanctioned B tier or C tier rather at Stonebridge. Divisions are open, registration is open. This is happening on the 20th. The cool thing about this tournament is it is meant to kind of build on the camaraderie of the local clubs and appreciate the local clubs a little bit. What we're doing is that players will come out, and when they check in, they will tell us what club they're playing for that day. And we'll keep track of that. And then at the end of the day, with the clubs that have shown up and represented, we will take the best AM score and the best pro score from those clubs. And those two players will represent their club as a doubles team at the end of the tournament. That doubles team will play a really cool Safari 9-hole course at Stonebridge. And the winner of the Safari 9 will go home with the pictured Houston Club Cup champions. This will be bragging rights. This is a very nice trophy that we have set up for it. It is designed to be a traveling trophy so that next year we can add another name to the list as well, as far as the clubs go. So you got a lot of clubs that are out there, but this is certainly a quality event that has been planned out and on the schedule for some time now, and we're really looking forward to it. So I sincerely hope to see a lot of clubs with their presidents and with a lot of people out there wearing their club gear to represent their clubs that day, and we're going to put on a really good event, and I'm really looking forward to this Safari 9.
Oh, me too, Matt. I think it's going to be a blast. And as you can see behind me, it's registered, it's ready and open on Disc Golf Scene right now. Go ahead and get yourselves signed up for that. But that's not the only thing we got going on, Matt. Can you talk a little bit through the County Line Clash that we have coming up also as part 2 of the Minor League Disc Golf Tour?
Yeah, now this is kind of a shift away from the Appetite for Disc-Struction Tour. This is part of our minor league disc golf tour, the second stop, and we put this one on the 28th. That's a Sunday up at Shawshank. This will be an awesome event. 2 rounds, 2 different 18-hole layouts on Shawshank, playing Valley Cali. A lot of people around here know what Valley Cali is and really like it. Basically, for those that are not familiar with it, think of it like it's doubles, but you're your own partner. That's 2 shots on every shot. Take your best shot, keep your score, you're in good shape. Yes, your ace counts if it's on the second shot because everybody's getting that second. Going into this event, the bonus cash rather for the tour stands at $115 after one event, and the ace pot stands at $70 after the first event as well. So those cash numbers will continue to roll until it's hit as far as the ace pot goes, or the end of the season when all of the bonus cash is distributed amongst divisions. But the nice thing about it is this is your second opportunity to gain points for every person you beat in the entire field, not just your division. You will accrue 1 point for every person that you beat or tie, and those points all add up. Bonus points for first, second, third place finishes, anti-bagger rules in effect. We got some guys that are going to definitely be crossing that first bagger threshold. You're one of them. It should be coming up very, very well, and things are really starting to take shape there. So you want to come out and get in on that because those points, the divisions are broken down into groups. So we've grouped several divisions together. There's 4 different groups, and the top points getter out of each one of those groups will receive a Prodigy T2 basket. So thank you to our friends at Prodigy who have been big supporters of the minor league disc golf tour. Thank you, of course, to Southern Star Brewery, who is the big sponsor for the entire minor league disc golf tour as well. So different styles of event, lots of different ways to have fun. As a matter of fact, if the only way you pretty much can't find a way to win at our events is to not play. So I encourage everybody to sign up.
All right, Matt. Well, I appreciate you coming on this evening, fill everybody in about what we got going on around our area. And I look forward to those events, and we'll catch up with you soon. All right.
Thank you, sir.
You have a great day. Peace.
You too. Goodbye.
And as always, folks, we'd love to thank our sponsors, our awesome sponsors, Team Lone Star Disc, the only disc made and manufactured in the state of Texas. Of course, this evening, this show is going to be Lone Star centric. After all the wonderful things that happened at the OTB Open this past weekend, we're about to dive right into that. To do that, I got to bring the pro on the show and my wonderful co-host, Mr. David Himmelon, because I know he was watching shot after shot after shot. You know why I know that? He kept texting me about what was going on. It made me kind of nervous. So here he is right now, David.
Hello, Chris. I'm doing fabulous. My other things in my life aren't doing very fabulous. I myself, great. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, especially after this weekend. Man, you hit me up so early and said, hey, Chandler's on the lead card. And by the time I got to it, boy, had some things changed. And as you can see right here, boy, did they change for the better. First win for Mr. Emerson Keith. What were your thoughts on overall the event, the things that took place during that last round?
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let's start. First of all, congrats, Chandler, making lead card again, making headway and finally, getting yourself one of those wins. I know you had a rough round in the spotlight, Chandler, but I really, just hang in there. I can't even imagine what the pressure's like in that situation, because when I played, the gallery was like maybe a couple of caddies, and some people just happen to be walking through the park, but you again show that you deserve to be there, and good luck next time, man. Keep your head up, keep going, stay strong. Let's talk about Emerson Keith. Man, woo, what a, he just hung in there. Here's my perspective. Okay, I'll just break down what I saw, just kind of in a nutshell. Parity in disc golf. We've got it, and we've got, a new winner on the tour almost every week. And then, then you got your guys like Gannon Burr coming in, and I mean, that was an epic epic round that he was on the 5th card, and he almost tied that thing. If he would have birdied that last hole, he would have tied it and put it into playoff from the 5th card. That's historical, to say the least. And even just getting second place is historical. But that was a cool thing. The other thing that my note that I took as I was watching is I think they created a roller course. Did you notice all the rollers? I've never seen so many rollers. And then I was thinking, how fun is that? You know, a course where you have to throw rollers. You know, I think that's what was that course we played? A really nice course out in East Texas. There's a 9-hole.
Oh, Timpson.
Timpson, yeah.
So-so.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I should have been laying down, little rollers, you know, and those low ceiling, because there's a whole bunch of low ceiling shots at Stockton. And then also some little skinny lines, so it just makes sense to pop out some rollers. And,
I was thinking about what you had said last week about what you do and do not like about some of the golf courses that they play early on these tours, which tend to be more of a golf course set, open air, throw it, rip it, grip it. It was really interesting, and I'm so glad you brought up the roller aspect of it. But I also think that those tight shots, especially on 17 and 18, those got Robert, who definitely would have finished much better, but he finished bogey on the last 2 holes, which
hitting the first available.
Yeah. And so I liked what you had said. It said you like it when these guys are forced to throw tight lines, wooded shots, and throw in the low ceiling along with the creativity of the rollers. It just made the round, the event, for me as a viewer, so much more enjoyable to watch. They could take some large scores on that. So when you're saying someone jumped up from that 5th card, I was seeing some 6s, I was seeing some 5s, I was seeing some double 5s and double 6s, and that movement on that board was fun to watch. I'm pretty sure very tense to play. And the funny thing about Chandler is that it looked like he played just consistent golf. He had par. I mean, he must have strung together 12 pars in a row. I was really neat to see the fruition of what you said about how the course changed and how the difficulty changed. And like you said, different winners now. I love it.
Man, I want to reiterate what you said about the tight lines, and because I think that was the key moment in the tournament. And if it was on 18, it was, you know, Emerson just needed to get up and down. You need to first of all, get that drive off. And he had hit early tree on the previous hole, and he worked himself out of it. I think he ended up I don't know which hole it was, but he did the same thing with the tree right in front of him, and he hit it. And this one, it was a beautiful shot. I mean, I'd really love to hear what disc he threw, because it had some swoop. I mean, it came in. Once it cleared that tree, it went all the way across that fairway like it was going to go out of bounds on the other side, which at that point, I don't think he was too worried about it, because he just needed to get down there. He had 2 strokes, and so when he clapped his hands, that was the key moment. I think that was when everybody knew who was going to win. You know, you always ask that question, when did you know? I think that's why he clapped.
Yeah, I think for sure. And I love what you said about pointing out to Chandler, you know, hey man, keep your head up. You know, you're getting there close. You're on the lead card. You did some wonderful things. And like I said, I didn't think that he played terrible golf. It just looked like average on that last round. But he can maybe take something from his teammates' quote after winning the round. They asked him, he said, when he was asked about how he felt to win, this is Emerson, an Elite Series event, he said, it really just feels like finally. Mm-hmm. So simply put, I mean, the emotion, and I had an opportunity to play with Emerson. He's not really the most gregarious young man that I've ever met, very calm, very within self-control within inside of himself, especially when he's playing. But I just love how he said it. It just feels like finally. He says, I've been close a lot, but I've always fallen a little bit short, and I was finally able to pull through and get the job done. And I think one day we shall hear that exact same thing from Chandler.
He reminds me, his demeanor and his focus and his kind of scientific taking a course apart. He reminds me of David Feldberg. And, you know, had he started playing when Feldberg playing, he would be a world champion multiple times right now. But he started in an era where there's just all this talent, you know. To win one of those tournaments, you gotta make every circle one. You got to make, you know, 50% of your circle twos all the time, and especially in the last coming down the stretch. And that's kind of what I've noticed from Emerson in the past, is the putt would break down in those late rounds. And that's common with a spin putter like he is. I think he doesn't have the big muscle putt that I talk about, the pitch, you know. He spins, but you know, so the times that I've watched him when he was on the lead card and didn't quite get over the hump, it seemed like it was a little putting thing, you know. Everything else seemed to be on point. That's just my perspective. He probably has a different story, and I would totally go with whatever he has to say. I'm just rambling.
But he was not the only one for Team Lone Star this past weekend that showed up. What did you think about all these other guys that I got here, Hemi, on the leaderboard that you saw from Lone Star this weekend? Chandler Krammer finishing at 23rd. Robert tied him as well. Like I said, taking those 2 bogeys on the last. Robert would have been up there a little bit higher had he not done that as well. I think he'd been in top 15. He'd have tied for top 15 if he had just parred out. He finished at 23rd. Nikko at 35th as well. So you had 4 guys from Lone Star Disc finish in the top 35, all in the money as well. Nikko finishing out at last cash. Quite impressive, would you not say?
Oh yeah, it's great to see. It didn't surprise me. I mean, they've got the best plastic in the business, and and definitely got the talent and the support behind them, and you know, I'm sure that makes a difference in how you play when you got that kind of support. You got a nice little RV or whatever you're traveling in, and I know Lone Star, I don't know specifically that they're doing this, but they got their back, and maybe more than any other company out there.
They all feel like they're special. They don't feel like they're just on the back burner or that just another person on the team. They feel like a team, and it is wonderful to see.
Well, and the timing of it is amazing. Yeah. Of Lone Star jumping in and starting to create discs, you know, right a little bit before COVID, and then all during COVID. And then it's like when we all woke up, it was disc golf world, and Lone Star owns it.
Amen.
Or at least they're making headway, you know, in towards owning it for sure.
No, you know, we've been always fighting for the players to get paid, and I don't care who pays them. But we're fortunate enough that the company that sponsors us and supports us has put their money behind their company and behind their players. And it's something that I think needs to be shared to the public, and people need to know that. And it's not a knock on the other companies, because they've done wonderful things. But right now, splash is being made by Lone Star. The team is starting to really form and come out and really show out as well.
Oh, no doubt. And the ladies too.
I just about to get that. Good segue. Okay. There you go. There's your ladies. You had Lisa Vajakis going in at 21st. She did cash out. You had Deanna Carey, who's been on the show. Her and AJ both. She, I believe, was last cash for the ladies division. And Leah finished in the top 35 at 33rd. So still a good showing by the ladies as well. But I think one thing that you pointed out to me, Hemi, and I hope that you kind of discussed this, was the amazing purses on both sides.
That's funny too. That's a little story in contrast. I was driving a guy from the Woodlands to the airport, happened to be a golfer, and I was talking about disc golf, and I was really impressed with 10 grand or 12, whatever it was, for first place.
10-5. Yeah, it was 10 grand. You're right.
Yeah, I was impressed. I said the winner of a pro tour, you know, whatever. And he was like, huh, I guess they can't make money at it. So his perception was like way different than mine. I'm like, dude, that was in the old days, that was like $1,500, you know, whatever, maybe $2 grand. Well, I sat there and watched Ken Climo when he won, I can't remember the year, 2015 USDGC. and they brought in on a Harley a guy wearing like a Santa Claus suit on a Harley with a bag of money, and it was $15,000, and he threw it on the table in front of the gallery. And I was like, we were all like, whoa, 15,000. Did I say 1,500? 15,000. We were like, whoa, $15,000. And now on a kind of, I guess they called it a Pro Tour Major,
Right.
that Emerson won. Yeah, so that was,
I mean, look at second place right there. You got $6,700 for second, $3,300 for third, at a tie for third. So three of them got $3,300. I mean, that's good cash. That's good paycheck to be making. But more so, speak to what the ladies' top payout was of $7,500 from Miss Pierce. I mean,
awesome.
I still hope that they get to equality. I hope that they get to the same pay. I hope next time it's 10-5 on both sides, just as you pointed out they did for, I believe, the United States Disc Golf Championship. Where they both were paid the exact same amount.
Oh, that was
20 grand, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the Pro Tour Championship.
Right. Well, either way, whoever's doing it, thank y'all so much. It's a wonderful thing to see. I think that that's going to help keep these young people interested in this game, and it's going to grow our sport exponentially if you continue to see purses like this. I like to kind of figure out exactly who the big sponsors were who can pay those fees, because we're running tournaments as well, and we'd like to see those dollars come our way so we can pay our players those exact same things. But back to the ladies, it's just nice to see not only that Lone Star Dish showed out well in the ladies department, but Paige, my goodness gracious. I tell you, her resume is just continuing to build to where she may be considered one day the best female disc golfer of all time.
Yeah, definitely on track for that.
Oh my goodness, because like you said, the competition she's beating now, and nothing against the people who played in the past, but my goodness gracious. I mean, she's in fields of 30 and 40 ladies now, and they're talented and they're coming for them. And it was wonderful to see in the PDGA website. I don't know if you got to see it. Another shout out to Aria Castrita. The Castrita sisters. I am telling you right now, you give them another year and a half of just seasoning in this tour, we're going to see them on top of the podium as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
But so what did you like this weekend about the visual consumption of what the Pro Tour was showing this weekend? Did you see some positives that you took away this weekend that you hadn't seen, or was it a little bit of rinse, wash, and repeat?
Yeah, I think they did about the normal job, the normal coverage with maybe a little bit more drone stuff. Whoever they hired to do their drone thing, I think it's kind of going to be the same, kind of similar. I think it's the same company. I'm not even sure. Sorry, I don't know the name of that company, but whoever does the drone footage for them, it's kind of the same. You got some big, beautiful aerials and stuff, and they really went hard on the nature of that park, and they showed foxes and geese were everywhere, and that was pretty cool. But still, capturing the actual throw needs to be 100% what you're there for. The actual the line of the disc, the finish of the disc, the release of it. I mean, it seems like there's so much going on that they're just rolling cameras, here and there, and just patching it here and there. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of focus on capturing that shot from start to finish. And they'll go and they'll switch to the guy on the scenes, telling what just happened, and which is good. I love that. I love that. I have an imagination, so if somebody tells me it rolled off the backside of the hill and it's 60 feet out, I saw it in my head thanks to that guy telling me what happened. So that's a big help until we can get to the place where we see it happen, which is the catch camera guys. So I guess that's my thing, is like they just need to engineer that whole process better between, you know, what you want to see as a viewer and what the camera guy is doing out in the course, because he's got to deal with, you know, trees, hills, galleries. He's got a whole bunch to deal with too. So they got to work out the bugs there to get your spectator, who's not a disc golfer, who doesn't have a visual mind, when the guy tells him what happened. It means nothing to like my mom if she was watching, you know, back in the day, when he says, "Oh, it cut rolled and now it's rolling off the back of the hill 60 feet." Yeah, I mean, it's not the same as seeing it. And I think they'll get better. And you know, but you know, I still give it a thumbs up because I'm watching disc golf on TV.
I agree.
All day long.
Yeah, especially since this weekend we weren't able to. Well, this whole last 2 weeks we haven't been able to play with the rain that we've been getting. But it has been wonderful to finally see it. And like you said, I've finally been able to consume it that way versus just consuming it, you know, score by score, which is excruciating, because that's even worse when you don't get any information other than just a blank score. So, you know, like I said, if you're watching Chandler, he was just like, he felt like he played well, yet, you know, he just was not getting anywhere with the play, which is par, average coming off, and kind of saving par sometimes just of like whoosh.
Yeah,
you know,
his crappy round was 10-27. So little perspective there. Everybody.
I say that about you guys all the time. It's amazing. Y'all come in. What'd you shoot? I wasn't very good. Well, what was it? 7 down? Like, really? And you think you had a bad day. Man. Must be nice.
Well, I think Chandler's attitude, everything looks like it's coming together. I think he's just, you know, he's just going to have to do that over and over until, kind of like Emerson has done for the past 10 years or however long he's been playing. You know, he's been making lead guards probably since he started playing, but you know, Chandler will get there.
He's just going to have to get there his own way. There are two different people. He's going to be perceived differently than Emerson because they have two different personalities, and that's fine. You can still be as successful doing it your way and Emerson's way, but I think the way that he can at least take from Emerson is, hey, you know, it took him a long time too. You know, success did not just automatically come, no matter how good he was. And he was very well put how he said it. How'd you feel? It's like, finally. I love that. It's so succinct, right? It's just like, how'd you feel? Because we can all understand that, right?
He's a man of few words, yeah.
Well, that is.
And
true.
also, did you notice he was talking to his kid on the phone when they pulled him away to do the interview? He was like, that was cool. That was a cool moment. Oh, and I was wishing that he would have just brought the camera up over there and said, hey, I'm gonna have my kid here on this interview. That would have been cool.
And which is, I don't know if you got to see, he had done a picture when he had gotten third place, and that's the picture he has of his daughter inside of his trophy. Is that not one of the cutest things you've ever seen right there? That's his daughter inside of his third place trophy right there. So I think we can all understand if that young man had a little tear in his eye talking to his child after winning his first major tournament. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've reached out to him. I've spoken to him when we had got to play that round. He is going to come on the show.
Awesome.
Busy right now, but we're going to get him on the show here eventually for sure. And I look forward to it because he is such a nice young man.
Yeah. Congrats.
And a father
Emerson.
too. Think about that. So he's got two young ones as well. So he's got a lot on his plate, but really, really proud to see what he's done this past weekend. That's for sure.
Yep.
Well, I have got to wrap this one up quick, Dave. As you know, being a father is fun. We've all got kids. Tonight is one of those where I got some daddy duties I got to do, but it's always great catching up with you, watching what happened over this past weekend, getting to see wonderful golf, and I love when you text me and you can just, I can almost hear the tenseness in your text. Isn't that kind of strange?
Well, in the past, you didn't have Disc Golf Network, so I was really just kind of filling you in on what's going on back then. Now you got it, so you're with me, and it's cool. Yeah, I like doing that. I have two disc golf buddies, my brother Dale and yourself, who I message what I'm seeing. Like my brother Dale said, I was mentioning something I saw, and he goes, I just turned it on, got back from the walk, and saw Katrina Allen having a 10 cup moment. Did you happen to catch that?
No, I didn't see that one at all.
Yeah.
Outside.
Oh man, I think she took an 11 or something, but it was brutal to watch, one after the other go in the water, come up short, bang, bang, bang. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, thanks a lot. I guess I'll talk to you in the coming days. But yeah, go Lone Star. Good job, guys.
Amen.
Excellent work.
Go Lone Star. Well, this weather looks like it may hold off. We may be able to play this weekend, that's for sure.
I'm ready.
All right, man. But we can't leave the show until we see Mikey dumping into the water. And folks, until next week, as we like to say, go throw something in the air, play some disc golf, be nice.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Good night.
All right. Good night, man.
All right.